David Zettel with Laramie head coach Clint Reed as we get ready for game number 4 in week 3 of the 2020 high school football season here in Wyoming. And it's the Plainsmen on the road in the capital city of Cheyenne to take on the 4th-ranked East Thunderbirds. Coming off, I know, as you mentioned last week after the game and earlier this week, a disappointing performance, particularly the way you guys started. And I know that you talked about trying to get the team going a little bit more with enthusiasm and energy. How do you go about that as you get ready to gear up to face another good football team?
You know, we had a little bit of talk on Monday. You know, where's our energy? Where's our passion coming out of the gate? You know, against Gillette, we had a good play that automatically got us fueled up. You know, and you're not always going to have that to start a game. And again, we've had 2 games now where we've had something negative go against us. We can't hold our heads down. We got to come out. We got to refocus. We need to get after it. So we talked about that, just a little bit of attitude and effort and changing our, you know, our body language.
It's so tough with kids this age for them to kind of get back. But how do you go about kind of telling these guys, hey, there's a lot of football game left if something does go wrong early?
It is. It's amazing. You know, every second, every minute, every quarter, every half, every game, you know, it's a long season. There are new opportunities in front of you, so stop dwelling on what's in the past. Okay. You know, you've got to be able to refocus. You've got to let it go, and you got to get back after it. And that's hard to do, as you said, with young people. You know, they're dwelling on something that went wrong, or they're thinking about their mistakes. And I'm glad that we reflect, but that reflection needs to be real quick, and we need to get right back after it.
Because of various situations, you're without a couple of guys. How has that impacted you in terms of your lineup, what you want to do? And it sounds like you might be tweaking some things without giving anything away.
Yeah, you know, at the same time, when you start losing players, you think more players are going to play both ways. But actually, you know, it kind of went the other way. You know, we had a reality check. We said, you know, there's some guys that are maybe playing a little bit too much. And especially with the big guys on the line, we've got to be able to score some points. We're going to do the best we can defensively, slow people down, make them long drives, try to make them punt, 3 and out when we can. But if we can't always stop somebody, and if we're a little short-handed here and there with a couple of guys on that defensive side, we're going to make sure that our line is fresh. So we're not going to play those guys as much on the D-line. And so we're going to try to have a nice, fresh line. We're going to try to tweak some things like we talked about and try to run the ball, throw the ball. You know, Jake's keeps growing every single week, and you know, his reads. And he's got some trust in those receivers. So we got to put some points on. And it's got to be a shootout. And a shootout also means that we're putting points on, not just the other team. It's going back and forth. So to keep up with Buell and to keep up with East, we got to put some points on the board.
You just mentioned the million-dollar phrase there, Buell, and it's not Ferris Bueller. It's just Buell. Graydon Buell is a 4-year starter, 3rd year at Cheyenne East. What do you anticipate? What do you see when you see Chad Goff's squad start with the offense?
You know, they're what they've always been. It's just that we're going to do certain things a little bit more. You know, okay. Their passing game, the run game, the counter, you have the guard tackle pulling, all that stuff's still there. You just got a guy who's strong and very confident back there. He will sling that ball around, and he's got some targets out there. Even though they lost the young man from last year, wide receiver and DB and stuff, they've still got guys that have stepped up. And East always does. They're a blue-collar team that comes out. They're passionate. They're energized. They're a reflection of their coach, and they're going to come out and play real hard.
What about defensively? What are you seeing?
You know, it looks a little different. It's you know, maybe it's based on the size they have on the line. Okay. Maybe some personnel. We're seeing more of a 3-man front, kind of a 3-5 situation. It doesn't mean they don't walk up a backer and give you a 4-man front once in a while. It doesn't mean they don't walk up 2 based on what your alignment is, our formation for their alignment. But at the same time, we see a lot of 3-man front, and we got to expect a nose on our center. So that's what we've been trying to work on a little bit and adjust. We didn't see that the first 2 weeks.
The Plainsmen and the Thunderbirds, I appreciate your time as always. Best of luck Friday night. It is a 6 o'clock kickoff. 5 o'clock the broadcast. Join Aaron Lozano and myself on KOWB or available anywhere with the KOWB app. The Plainsmen at 4th ranked Cheyenne East.